If that water wet, it's got gators in it.
Oh, yeah? Well, me and the Lord, we got an understanding.
We're on a mission from God.
They shouldn't have given you ashy blokes YouTube.
Cursed be the ground for our sake. Both thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for us. For out of the ground we were taken, for the dust we are. And to the dust we shall return.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
All right, good people, back in the house for another one. Talked about black female fuckery. Okay, in a sense, I had promised to do this one a while back because I asked Pimp God to actually give me an essay on the difference between giving emotional labor to a black female versus other females, but particularly white females. And um, as often he does, Pimp God went deep and probably went in a different direction than I thought he was going to go. But the thing is, it does make sense, and it brought up some thoughts in my head that I hadn't really had never really occurred to me. So thank you, Pimp God, for that, and we'll get into it right after I welcome some people. Okay. Shannon Moore batting first. Oh, there's two Shannons, first and second. All right. Rally, rally, okay? There's two Shannons that batting first and second. Sexy Silk, what's going on? Batting third. Cleanup, DC Hansberry, okay? Free Agent Triple OG. Adric, what's up? Black Toxic, what's going on? Scorpion Black, what's going on? Eddie, what's happening? The Unwelcome Party. Trill, what's going on? Prince, okay. Enigma, what's happening? Snowman, he's in the on deck circle, okay. Got Snowman actually warming up in the bullpen, you know. He's out there doing the Hoosier Shuffle right now, okay. Don't blame him. Ronan, what's going on? Been on a live. He said been on a live. Been a while back in the country, okay. Where you been, Ronan? Oh, enjoy Barbados, but bills have to be paid. I heard that. Hurricane Ja, what's going on? Gundam, what's happening? Ambassador, what's happening? Gabar, what's going on? H&F, what's going on? The Coleman. No Fear, what's happening? Kelvin, what's happening? Paul, what's up, Paul? Paul, my pro-black brother. They still think we ain't pro-black, Paul. B-Row, what's happening? Money Motion, Private Broadcaster, what's going on? Mike L. The appliance repairman. I heard that, man. My appliance repairman makes a whole lot of money, man. Makes a whole lot of money. And he works from six in the morning to like 7 in the evening, so he makes a whole lot of money. Daz, what's going on? Asics, and you know, with the and basically repairs like that, where people just can't throw their old stuff out, they're gonna have to get it repaired instead of throwing it out. Okay, people like him are gonna start making a whole lot of money as money becomes tight. Mr. J Matt, what's happening? Said Melly, what's going on? Red Planet. Willie R, what's going on? Ahmed, Babu. Instant Media, what's going on? Man, you gotta leave those Star Trek gynocrats alone. Jerry, what's going on? YouTube notifications are off for me. Okay. You know what? I have given up on YouTube. I have given up YouTube sending out my notifications. I really have. That's how come I try to make the show right around the same time within this 2 o'clock slot, um, to get a consistent volume of people. Kelvin, what's going on? Don, what's happening? FBA men need to shut off their emotional labor spigot. Yeah, easier said than done. Mike, what's going on? Pimp God. Pimp God, while you're here, I'm not going to play the whole video out of respect to you, okay, and your Patreon. So please link them to your Patreon, okay? Not the video, but the Patreon. Because I don't think I have it. It might be on here. But please link them to your Patreon. Trail, what's going on? Mr. J. Matt, what's happening? Nelly, what's happening? Big Trick, what's happening? Louis, what's going on? Brooklyn's Finest, what's happening? I never get them. I never get them for BGS. My smartphones. Oh. Sends me notifications for literally everything else. Yeah, YouTube, even my Rumble channels, nothing for. Yep. It's called. I've been blacklisted. How it goes for my first live? I heard that. Oh, the metaphysical talk. Yeah. Dr. L's. You probably need to talk to Pimp God about this one because he brings up some interesting points. Okay. Also, what's going on? Low Key, what's happening? AM, LXSD, what's going on? Who lets you have an off day, LXD, man? You're supposed to be working 24/7. Action Jackson, what's going on? Easy money over 200K a year. Yeah. Appliance repair. I know. Appliance repair dude's worse than the plumber, man. But it saves a lot of money because quick story, okay? Had to have the heater. The heater went out in the house, and I personally probably could have pulled the heater out myself and put in a new one. Okay, all you need is an opening, right? But a new heater would have been right around $1,700 since my guy's been around me for 20 years. Okay, he came in, diagnosed the problem, solved the problem for about $400. Okay, so a good appliance repairman, having a good relationship with a guy that knows how to come in and fix shit in your house, man, can save you a whole lot of money. Okay, he saved me about $1,500, man, just by knowing what he's doing. So good gig, and it's actually a good relationship that you have with your customers. Okay, because basically, man, just from me, he's got like 20 other customers just from me. Tooth Trib, what's going on? DJ Scan, JT, Mr. 007, what's going on? Oh, do you? Okay, Ahmed, you're one of the few. Okay. All right, that's Pimp God's patron channel. Okay, please support him. Brother's been around a long time, man, and you talk about somebody's hated more by YouTube than me is probably him. Okay, I think they're afraid of me, but everybody's going to. What's going on in Barbados, man? What's up with Barbados, man? Y'all didn't tell me. KMS says black woman's emotional needs is a labor, then the black man is Hercules because they be pulling the 12 labors out of our asses just to deal with them. Yes, exactly true, which is why black women dirty Mac. They know if we knew how valuable we are, they'd be SOL. Yes, they would. Okay, I think that's how come they don't like passport bros. Okay, I'm making a point. Yeah, yeah. That's how come I try to make it the same time. Is because YouTube does me dirty. And if you guys are listening and YouTube has unsubscribed from me, please do me a favor and resubscribe. Okay, because every month or so they take about maybe 30% of my subscribers and just unsubscribe them. So that's how come that's how come I haven't grown in the 10 years. Moonlight Drifter, what's going on? Naima, what's happening? Jesse, what's going on? Charles, go ahead. Charles, go ahead and put it in the link to your channel. Okay. Chance, what's going on? Walter King. Oh, it is 75 degrees here, sir. Michael, what's going on? Moonlight Drifter says, I'm swearing off modern women this year. Uh-oh, he's headed for the couch. Ignaz, where you been, man? Ignaz, where you been, man? Ignaz knows how to avoid that crazy cat, okay? All right, let's get into it. This is emotional labor for black and white women, but he really focuses on black women. He didn't talk about white women that much, okay? He really focuses on black male emotional labor for black women, okay? Which takes it to a different perspective, okay? And it also explains a lot about us and how we see ourselves, okay? And that's sometimes that's the problem, okay? Because we're socialized not to see ourselves as valuable, okay? So America looks at us a certain way, and we look at ourselves the same way that America and our women look at us, which is what we're trying to change. Anybody else got a channel with a wrench? Please go ahead and pimp your channel, because I don't have time to. Okay. If you got a wrench, you got a channel, you have my permission to go ahead and drop the link to whatever channel or videos you want people to see. Okay. You got my permission. You don't have to ask. All right. This is Pimp God and Emotional Labor. Okay. And some very interesting things. He starts off with. Before I play this one, I want to open with this one, okay? Because that's why I pulled this one. A short I did a long time ago, okay? It's a short I did a long time ago, okay? That's a good intro to. It's a good intro to, and you've seen this one before, but it's a very good intro to what we're getting ready to get into, okay?
White men are more romantic, which is something that I've heard. Yeah.
Because you have a certain idea about people that's impacting everything else.
Yeah. No, that makes so much sense. If you're coming into a relationship and you're already assuming that this white man is going to treat me, white men are more romantic, which is something that I've heard. What white men are more submissive. Well, you heard that.
And then you wonder why black men marry white women. Or Asian women or whoever else. If that's what you think about black men, you know what I mean? Why would they want to date you?
Ooh,
why would they want to date you?
Ooh, say that again, white girl. Say that again. I literally said this to Concrete Rose. I made it a short.
Because you know that. So if that's a belief, if her belief is that, you know, black men are hard to know, non-emotional, hard to get to know, whatever her thought is around that, like that's going to impact all the way down. So if she believes that about black men and then she feels closed off herself and then feels like she needs to be guarded and act hard, I don't know, then that's the experience that she's always going to have with black men.
Yep.
Yes, if she thinks white men are the king and are emotionally available and there for her and do all this other stuff, she's going to feel more respected and more loved. Therefore, she's going to act different. So unfortunately, I feel like for a lot of black men, they're starting probably in a hole, whereas white men are starting on a pedestal. And if we're really getting into the race thing and you're wanting to like break that down.
Did she just say that, man? We got to clip that. In other words, basically, she said black men begin in a hole. Okay. Now keep that in mind. Those two segments in mind about how black women see us versus white men. Okay. How black women see us compared to the rest, compared to everything else. How compared to other women, how they see us. Okay. Now when Pimp God initially started his emotional labor thing, okay, the first thing he started off is with exactly what? How black women see us, okay? Now keep that in mind, because that's the precursor, okay? And Pimp God's going to go into the why.
Spoken, right, in some instances, that black male. Okay? So she doesn't, the American black woman doesn't have that same desire to get to know you as other races of women do. Because,
in other words, the same desire to get to know you as other, in other words, the way they see you is different than other races of women see you, okay? Right off the bat, okay? Just what the white girl said.
the vibration that governs her life, right? Has already got you pegged in her spirit and in her consciousness. You are a boy.
Ooh.
At worst.
At worst, okay.
A stupid, fumbling boy.
You know what? And that permeates throughout the whole structure, okay? From the time that you are born, the time that you die, okay? I seen that with my own father, okay? From the time that you're born to the time that you die, you're seen this way, okay? And very few men, black men, break out of that mold, okay?
And at best, you are nothing more than her entertainment. You can never be her man. You're either a stupid, mumbling, stumbling, autistic boy, right? Or at best, despite your intellectual accolades and intelligence and understanding, right? Her programming is such that at worst, you're just a stupid boy, or you're her entertainment.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, yes. Basically, why you think athletes and entertainers and stuff like that are more valuable in a woman's eyes? The fact that how smart you are, it doesn't matter, right? Okay, for the most part, right? If you can dance and entertain and make her laugh, a black woman laugh, you seem as more valuable in her eyes. Sometimes even more than making money.
They're attracted to entertaining Negroes because you could keep her sexual lust occupied. You can scratch her itch. Right? You're useful. Like an ass wipe when you really need one. Like after you take a shit. Yeah. You're useful like that. But afterwards, she flushes.
In other words, you're a utility. Okay, that's why Dr. Johnson came up with the term ConcuServe, right? Okay, sexual concubine or a useful utility. That's how black women see you. That's how they see you as valuable.
Until the next time she has to, take a shit. Relieve some stress, whatever, as you get the concept. But your usefulness to her is because she doesn't see you as worthy, right, of being your helpmeet, of being your helper. She doesn't see you as worthy of having a consciousness, vast, enough for her to, as I often say, move into. You should never live with a woman that doesn't already live in your consciousness.
Very true. It becomes a competition. Yeah, very true.
The concept of when pimps say, I want her soul,
Mm.
in so many words is what is meant by that. I want access to the parts of her that's off limits to most people. And that's a vulnerable place for a lot of women. When a white woman or many other races of women who date black men, when they really like you, right, they are eager to adapt to you. They want to understand your philosophy. They want to understand. When I was with my baby mama, I took her on a trip to DC with her son, and we went to the Smithsonian, and we were walking around, and we were looking at some sort of exhibit, and I was breaking some things down to them, to her and him, about the historical, an inside game about, I think it was Nat Turner's Bible or something. I forgot what it was, but whatever it was, I was just breaking down some things. I forgot what exhibit it was. It may not have been that, but a white woman walked up at that moment when I was talking.
Mm-hmm.
And she was completely in her feminine. And she was looking at the exhibit behind the glass. And then she would look at me as I was explaining it. Very receptive. And then she would look back at the exhibit as she was taking in the information.
Mm-hmm.
And then she looked back at me and she was taking in the information. Now, my baby mama, who wasn't my baby mama at the time, she hadn't had my first son yet. And her oldest boy, they were taking it in, because I do that kind of shit all the time. I'm always dropping game. But when I finished talking and we went on to the next thing, before we left, she looked at me, the white woman, and she nodded and said, thank you.
Mm.
She was a complete sponge.
Very receptive, yeah. Very receptive and not antagonistic.
And when a woman is truly interested in you, she makes herself a sponge.
Yes, she does.
This is different from what a lot of us fall in love with our women.
Mm-hmm.
We're not falling in love with a woman in her feminine that is truly receptive. We're falling in love with the reflection of ourselves.
Okay.
Right? The mask that she wears, right, which reflects our own image. Right? We're falling in love with her pretending to be the female version of us. That's different.
Wow, okay. Break it down.
Being a sponge and receiving is different from pretending to be your female counterpart that has your philosophy and has your understanding. One is wearing a mask. The other one is sincerely trying to soak up, game so that they can have more understanding. And that's a key difference. We end up falling for her play, the black woman's play of appropriating, right, our philosophy, our speak, our verbiage, our way of life. But essentially, it's only to do that long enough to disarm you so that she can take the mask off. And in many cases, you find that it's a vampire underneath it. When former pimp Gorgeous Dre was in the game, he talked about, even in the documentary of American Pimp, how sometimes an all-American white girl will get with a black dude. Let's say he's a pimp, right? And he said that if all he has is a ghetto mentality, then that's all that he can impute into her.
That is true. That's true. He can only pour into her what's in him.
It's his ghetto mentality. And he said it's such a waste when that all-American white girl and her foray into being adjoined to a black man is with one who's actually a bad representation or representative of black manhood. It's like this dude is going to give the intellectual and the accomplished of us, be a street or otherwise, in society, a bad name or rep. That her introduction into us is through this clown, you know. And it was interesting him talking about that, because he said that a chick who was a white girl who had told him that she wanted to be on his team, he said, well, I can't really interview you. I ain't really trying to take no more applications, but I can't even interview unless you want it all. You have to want it all. Because that was his philosophy. That was part of his philosophy that he told his women. You got to want it all. He said he had $1 million hoes. And it was to the point where certain other pimps was asking him, what are you telling these bitches that they're able to do the things that they're doing on the level that they're doing it? What are you teaching them? And she said, well, I do want it all. So she came out to his mansion, and he said she looked around at all of that, you know, high frequency, you know what I'm saying, energy. But unfortunately, her foray into the game was probably with men of a lower frequency, a lower consciousness, a lower intellect, right? And so when she had to look around, she said, I thought I wanted it all, but I don't. So he just said, well, have a nice life. You know, but even the honesty, think about this, the honesty in her being open and saying, I thought I wanted it all, but I don't. Even that is different from a lot of our interactions with a lot of our women. She was at least honest.
That's true. Black women probably lie the most of any group of women I've ever seen. Okay, and they double down on a lie, which is why you have a black gender war. It's because black women cling to a lie so hard, it's ridiculous. Just like the black women being the most educated. Okay, that lie has been disproven 10 years ago, and they still repeat it. Okay, on all levels. You can have women that have PhDs repeating the same lie that a chick in the ghetto repeats. That's why it's so difficult.
And said, you know, I'm in over my head. My baby mama was in over her head with me.
Yes. Oh yeah, and that is the whole thing. Yeah, because I ran into that all the time, especially with my women. Is because I had a above blue collar education. I became I became an 87, an average worker, right? And the thing is but that's not where my head is. So when an 87 woman gets involved with me, she's in over her head. It's almost like, it's not like we're two different species, but the thing is, like I said, we're two different classes, and that's how come I came with the octanes. I've realized how frustrating it actually is, and how hard it is to communicate with somebody that's not of your class. Whereas the white woman recognized class. She recognized when she walked into his mansion and saw what he had going on. She admitted, I'm outside of my class, and this is not for me. But guess what black women don't do?
And the more that became apparent to her, the more she began to sulk, you know, and
Yeah, she's actually upset because I ran into this a lot. Is because in black community and the way black women are training, they're trained that they are better than you. And every man that they acquire, they are better than. And they spend a lot of time and trouble trying to prove to you that they're better than you. And when they can, they get angry and they sulk. They get sad. Okay, which is exactly what happened. He's on a different frequency than she is, and thing is, instead of her trying to uh, absorb from him and take in from him, okay, but because she doesn't respect him as a man, okay, as Pimp God says, she saw him through the white man's eyes. He's there to serve me. He's there to be beneath me. And I'm trying to, but the thing is, I can't reconcile that he's better than I am. There are a lot of that goes along, even on YouTube. That goes on a lot, right? Because the women come into the circle, my circle, and the first thing they try to do is they try to establish dominance. I'm gonna put you. I'm gonna get you told. I'm gonna put you in your place. I'm gonna prove that I'm better than you, and it becomes a contest, which is what I was telling May. That's why I'm not married, because she's typical. Okay, because it's not a discussion. It's you trying to prove that you're dominant. You can dominate me.
you know, she was used to a different dynamic.
Yes.
Her womb was also used to a lower class of man.
Yes.
I would have to say she was very intelligent. And I mean that. But she was an 85 that I raised to an 87.
Yes. Class difference.
I raised her up to an 87. But I couldn't take it further than that because she was battling with that frequency that I talked about that governs the world and America in particular.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't the sponge like the white girl at the exhibit.
Exactly.
They preset. A lot of our women, they're preset. Right? For you to serve them, not for them to serve you. And so for her to be with a man, a take charge man, and a direct man. I used to talk to her son about things in front of her. She'd be sitting on the other couch. She could have been there. She could have been asleep. She could have been at work or on vacation. I don't give a fuck. Because I'm talking to who I'm talking to. I don't give two shits. And her son, in his brokenness, his eyes would sometimes wander over to her like a puppy. When I would say certain things, I'm not looking at her. I'm talking to him to see if it was okay what I was saying.
And when we still do that, okay? A lot of things that go on in the manosphere, and sometimes even in the manosphere, you can still hear it, right? Okay? We need permission to speak certain things as a black man, right? We're still looking to mama for permission. That's very key. It's very key because we're taught to see ourselves as under her. White boys don't have that problem, okay? White boys don't have that problem with their mom. In fact, sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes it goes too far where they actually disrespect their mothers.
Well, fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't really talk, honestly, until she was gone.
Yes.
But he followed my logic.
Which is why the black manosphere is so important, right? Because black men are black men, even in pro-black spaces, are really afraid to speak certain truths in front of women because you're going to get checked. Okay. I do a women's show, and my mentor, she always has the mute button on me. She always got the, she always put me on the collar because sometimes I forget it's a woman's show and I'll say certain things and she'll have to check me because basically, it's, number one, it's a gynocratic show. Okay, even though it's pro-black, it's a gynocratic show, and I have to stay in bounds. And and sometimes I want to spark up, but I got to remember where I am. Okay, I am not in that space. That is her show. That is her organization. That's her home. Okay, I cannot act. I have to act like a guest in her home. I can't always say what I want to say. I sneak some things through, but um, the thing is, I know what it is. So, say people saying I don't know what it is, I do know what it is. I do know what I'm talking about. Okay, I've been doing this for over 20 years. Well, really 25. And I've been doing I've been doing it in person for like 40. So I know what it's like to be in those rooms, and I know how black men act. Okay, black men look as the to the black woman as the overseer, which is the place that she was put from the slave master. Okay. Her King says the BGS taco stand tax. Appreciate you. So I can't think of another demographic of women that talks about their men as if they themselves gave birth to them. I only have one mother. Yeah, they're always taught in any room. More almost like the white man. Most white men think uh, that any room they walk, they walk into that's not white. They're supposed to get attention. They're supposed to dominate. And black women are taught the same way toward black men. Okay, it's like they can walk in a barber shop and want to start mommying the men in the barber shop, even though it's not her space. Okay.
Could finish my sentences when she wasn't there. It wasn't that he didn't follow it. It was that he was broken and he never saw his mother or any of the women that raised him acquiesce to a man. That is what they call outspoken.
Which is why they don't want to let you go. Which is why they don't want separate boys' schools for you. Okay, it's because the black women like where you are. Don't get it twisted. Black women talk. Would they love to make more money? Would they love to have finer things? Would they love more autonomy within the system? Sure, but thing is, for the most part, as far as the internal dynamic of black men and black women, they like this. Okay, they don't want it to change. When you don't give emotional labor, then they use FMLA. What is it? That's another word for divester.
One of the components that governs this dynamic between the black man and a white woman, and I'm talking about one that's actually into that man or into black men in general, loves and appreciates the culture, right? And all of that. There is a natural attraction between what most women honestly say is the most dominant masculine male on earth, and they say that is the black man. Even white women say that. I'm not talking about a racist white woman, as we say racist.
It's hard to change. As a nice guy, there's a difference between a nice guy that has boundaries and a nice guy who's a people pleaser. I'm not gonna call you a simp because I don't know you like that, but I'm saying as a people pleaser. That ain't your job. As a nice guy, it's your job to be fair. As a nice guy, it's your job to be fair. I'm a nice guy, but I'm fair. I have boundaries just like everybody else, okay? If it's not fair, I don't do it, and I will call that out. If it's fair, then I'm more than happy to acquiesce, okay? You don't have to change being a nice guy. The thing is, you need to have boundaries, and your inner self knows what's fair and unfair. Stop doing unfair shit. Anyway, play a little bit more of this, and then we're going to skip ahead because I actually want to get to something he's talked about as far as black female archetypes.
Right? Pro-white. I'm talking about women that are truly in their feminine.
Yes.
The female lioness wants the lion with the darkest mane because nature has already appointed the darker as the most dominant. I have heard and seen women openly say that they like the black man. He smells good, his clothes, his style, his swag, and his confidence and his masculinity. They say the same fucking thing. And I'm saying they say that even over their own race of men.
It's because black men have to overdo it. Okay, black men to be popular have to overdo it because, like I said, black men begin in a hole, so we have to do more labor, more work just to get even. So what we call even is for a white woman is overdoing it. Okay,
And they are correct. Even in the wilderness or in the jungle or whatever, the lioness prefers a lion with it.
I got up almost 400 people watching. Okay. Please hit my like button. Okay. YouTube is really sending me to hell and back. So please increase the engagement by hitting the like button. Appreciate you, B Rainwash. Okay. I had my black mother try to break me, then a black female supervisor in the military, then my black ex-wife, but I'm still here and I'm still standing. Yep, you survived, man. Survived. I see these things. See, you're a Sigma. It's very hard. It's very hard in the black family, in the black community, to be a Sigma. Okay, because by nature you cannot conform. Okay, your very nature is not conformist. And that's bad for that's bad if to be a black man that's a Sigma. Pimp God, since you're here, how am I doing so far? Okay, how you think I'm doing so far? If you want to come up, Pimp God, just let me know. Okay, how am I doing so far?
Darker mane to one with a lighter one. That's fact. So there is a natural attraction there, just in nature, of an alpha female to an alpha male. There is a natural attraction between an alpha female and an alpha male. That statement confuses a lot of black men.
Yes.
And black women if they hear it.
It is because what we think of alpha and alpha male and alpha female is turned upside down in the black community. Okay, why? It's because it's like the difference between, that's how come they call black women hyenas, right? It's because it's the opposite of the normal of the normal balance between male and female in most of nature. Okay, the black widow, what is it? The black widow, the praying mantis, and the hyena are opposite of all the other cultures. Okay, even the bees don't do their drones the same way. So pass the plate and hit the like button. Yeah, you know the like button is very important. Is because, like I said, YouTube is giving me all kind of hell. Hell, I've been trying to get to 50,000, man, for the last couple years, right? And they keep taking subscribers. So please, engagement is important. So hit the like button for me, please. Okay. If you this is more esoteric, and it's not necessarily, it's less about them, it's more about you. People think this is about them. No, it's about you and how your labor is seen. Okay, your emotional labor is seen, because that is very underrated. So Pimp God is not really talking about them per se. He's really talking about you and your mindset.
Because a lot of black men being raised by a bunch of females think that aggressive, boisterous, masculine females are alpha. Let's go back to that
Yes,
exhibit at the
yes,
Smithsonian.
yes. The most in the black community. Okay, the most aggressive female is considered alpha. Okay, aggression, not competence. Okay, aggression is considered alpha in the black community. That's like I might call black people Klingons. Okay, competence is not number one in the white community. Competence is number one. Okay, there is no comparison between a Bill Gates and a cat coming out of prison for murder. Okay, that kind of aggression is very low on the white totem pole, but it's very high on our totem pole. In fact, it's so high we actually celebrate it in music. So anyway, play a little bit more and then piece, and then we're going to get to the archetypes because I don't want to play his whole video even though I could.
The energy of the white woman and her receptiveness.
Yes,
That's alpha.
yes.
Alpha for a female is opposite. Can you say opposite? Can you say not the same as? Alpha for a female is alpha feminine. And the essence of femininity is submission.
Yes. We know that submission in the black community for a black woman is a cuss word.
Yin, esoterically, right, is passive. Yang is naturally active. We are opposites. Every single attribute of Yang.
Hey, Passport OG, drop the link to your latest one. I think it was Black Female Homelessness. Actually, a good video. So please drop a link to that video. I might do that one on one of these days. Okay, very significant. I've been talking about that for a while. Very significant. So Passport OG, drop the link to your video on Black Female Homelessness. Okay.
Has an opposite that fits in the feminine principle, the yin. We are opposite. So alpha for her is femininity.
I can't give the link to the video, to this particular video, Zulu, is because you got to go to his Patreon, okay? You got to go to his Patreon to get it. I don't have permission to give you the link to the video. You got to go pay for it. You want it, you got to go pay for it, okay? So if you're still in the chat, Pimp Guy, please drop a link to your Patreon, okay?
So what is most of our women? They're not alpha.
No.
They're betas.
Yeah.
The aggressive, strong, independent, you gotta serve me, nigga, female in our community. These are beta female.
And you see that at all levels. You hear that from you're hearing that from Claudia Jordan. You're hearing that from Melissa Ford. You're hearing that from all these so-called post-war women, right? Okay, even the women that are with guys. Okay, you hear that from Steph Curry's wife. You heard that from Shaq's wife. And these guys are billionaires. Okay? They don't want to be passive. They don't want to be submissive. Okay? They want to be alpha, so-called black alpha female. Okay? Sebastian said, my girl told me she doesn't feel like enough for me. I said that's fine as long as you can acknowledge that you fall short of my grace every day. LOL. I don't know how she took that compassionate. Let me skip to the archetypes because this is another reason. I think that's at the 50-minute mark. And for the rest, you guys need to go in to his Patreon and view the whole thing. I'm purposely not playing the whole thing because I want you guys to actually go and promote and help the brother out. Okay. Patronize the brother.
And we'll have that consistent income. That's the kind of shit I'm on. That's the kind of shit I did. But it was so outside of the scope. Why don't you just get a job? Because our tenant has a job, bitch. You don't see what I'm doing?
Let's see.
Fuck you mean?
It might be 40. Hold on.
That shit that they know. They won't protect her. Gift that you give her is. It could be a gift that most white men would never be able to afford. Black women tend to have way more requirements in all of BGS's octane level. Even at 85, right? Protected by her husband. She couldn't even be with him that long because her bed wench, right? The white man's ice is colder. Annoyed archetype.
Oh, here we are.
Another one is the bed wench.
Okay.
That exists. And I'm focusing largely on our women.
Okay.
Right? The types of humanoid archetypes that exist within our women. One, the Sophia archetype.
Mm-hmm.
Like in The Color Purple.
Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey.
The independent matriarch, okay?
Fiercely independent, strong-willed woman
Mm-hmm.
who refuses to be dominated.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I would have to say, in most archetypes, there's at least a little string of.
And guess who the most submissive woman, even for a while on that show was, okay? Okay, and she was looked down on as a beta, as beneath the beta. She was the lowest form of female in that moved archetype, and she was the most submissive. So submission to her man, even though they made him look abusive, okay. Even though she lived better than most of the women there, okay. They're out there because she lived a nice big house and a farm and stuff like that. But the thing is, she was most submissive. But the thing is, she was looked down upon. And Sophia, okay, Sophia was looked up as the most dominant, okay? And there's a range in between. But Sophia was looked at as the most independent, most dominant, the one that was fierce, okay? She was more masculine. She would actually beat up men. If you just look at The Color Purple, the dynamic. Submission is death. Submission is oppression in The Color Purple.
That in them. Because it's such a running theme in society. When you date a female, you're dating a microcosm of the society. To some extent or another. So there's the Sophia.
Yes.
Humanoid archetype. Another one is the bed wench.
Mm-hmm.
Whether she is rich or poor, she innately believes
yes.
the white man's ice is colder than the black.
Yes, 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 yes.
Man. A lot of black chicks who have resources will get with a white man, marry him, and then pay for everything.
Yes.
Take care.
And what do they say about you, about black men? Okay, if you can't pay for everything, you don't belong with me, right? Even the women with means, okay. But they get a white man, Venus and Serena, okay. You pay for everything. They move into your house. You take care of them. And nobody looks down on you. But the thing is, if a black man is not super king, is not coming in and elevating you, okay? That's like when they got married mad at the gymnast, right? Okay? They got mad at her. It's because to them she was stepping down, even though she loved the man. Okay? And if that had been a white a football player that she did that to, okay, then nobody would have said anything. But since he was black, women had a problem. She had to tell all those chicks to back off, okay, and leave her alone. That's what she had to do. It's my man, so I picked. I fell in love with him. So what? I make more money than him.
Everything. Serena Williams. You know, you talk about hypergamy, but for a lot of our women that have that inner bed wench,
Mm-hmm.
right? The white man's ice is colder.
Yes.
And if she was with a black man,
Now, when Sophia hit that white man and knocked him down, okay. Okay, white supremacy came down on her and broke it. Now, white supremacy broke her. And basically, as soon as she hit that white man, first thing she knew, she said, "Oh, I fucked up. I fucked up, and I try to treat him. I treated him like a black man because there was no repercussion for hitting a black man. She hit that white man. All of a sudden, everything broke. Everything broke. And the first thing she said, get my children out of here because I fucked up. I hit a white man. I forgot my place."
she probably couldn't be with him as long as Serena has been with her husband. She couldn't even be with him that long.
Yes.
Because society would ride her
Mm-hmm.
for taking care of this bum or somebody that's not on her level type of thing, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's preaching, man. But basically, you see it, okay? The thing is, you see it so much. You see it all different levels, okay? And then black women come back and lie about it. More black women have sex with white men and come back and lie about it. And lie how faithful they are to black men and how well they treat black men and how black men should worship them because they are so faithful because without them, according to them, without them we're unworthy. Nobody's gonna want us, right? It's how come they don't like passport bros?
But if he white,
It's Simone Biles. Yes, Simone Biles had to tell them to back off. And black women hated Simone Biles for a long time is because she got with him.
she'll pay for everything. The next female humanoid archetype is the entitled queen.
Speak on it.
Now, the entitled queen can exist, right, in all of BGS's octane levels, even at 85.
Yeah. In fact, if you go to Cousin Tita and look at his hierarchy, okay, in a group, okay, a hierarchy group, the queen bee, there's always a queen bee, okay. I don't care if it's in the ghetto or it's in amongst 100 octanes. There's always a queen bee. Okay, there's always a Beyonce at all levels.
Right, protected by the concept of body shaming. That's body shaming a fat bitch. A 85 fat bitch.
Yes.
Could still be entitled, or at least tell herself that she's entitled. I've seen ugly bitches say that they're 10s.
Yes. I have too.
So there's the entitled queen.
I have too.
She feels no matter how hard that you have worked to elevate yourself, she deserves to be treated like a queen. What does the entitled queen bring to the table? Entitlement.
She is the table, as they say, right?
That's what she brings to the table. That's what I am, the table. No, all she's bringing is her entitlement, her psychosis, and her delusion, right? Black women tend to have way more requirements of a black man
Yes.
than she.
Black men begin in a hole, right? That's like our labor is so intensive, right? Okay. And and the thing is, um, which I'm trying to get black men out of, our whole psyche, our whole sense of being is how well we actually supply that labor, okay, that emotional labor.
Does a white man. Why? Because you're not white. And the one Christmas gift that the black woman wants from the black man, no matter how expensive the gift that you give her is, it could be a gift that most white men would never be able to afford. A Rolls Royce key, a key to a house, whatever it is. But there's one gift under that tree that you cannot give her for Christmas.
White skin.
And that is her white acceptance card into society.
Exactly. You can't make her a white woman. Exactly. Can't make her a white woman. There's a lot of women that rich women have spent money for that.
White society. You can't give her a membership card, an acceptance card into white society. The white man can't give it to her either. A lot of other races of men, Mexican, white, their families, I ain't saying always, but they could be racist. And a lot of times they still won't protect the black woman from the shit that they say and the shit that they own. They won't protect her. The next female humanoid archetype is the religious zealot type. Right? The rigid female archetype. Now, let me begin this by saying you could be religious about anything. You know, being blue and voting blue and Democrat and Kamala and them. You know, this humanoid AI, she can get behind and support anything. Listen to this concept, so long as it is a 1 to 9 concept. The beaten path, right? If a female's father had a church and then she gets with a dude that becomes a preacher or pastor, and he has a church, but he maybe is more charismatic or a better businessman, and he has a better church and a bigger church than her father ever did or that she ever grew up in. That's like going from 1 to 2. She understands still the concept of it. So as long as it's 1 to 9, right? See, 2 will represent an improvement of 1. 3 would be an improvement of 2. 4 is an improvement of 3. As long as it's within a vein that she understands, you can make certain changes and she can go along with that. But what the religious bitch, the rigid bitch, what she can't do, she can't go and be with a man that thinks from 0 to 1. It's one thing to improve upon a need in society and maybe do it better than someone else. That's an improvement. That's going from 1 to 2 or 5 to 6. And maybe it's such an improvement, maybe you could go from 5 to 7. But it's still an improvement within that 1 to 9, right? You're improving what she already understands. But to go from 0 to 1,
Yeah.
something that she don't understand.
It's outside her scope, yeah. That's what octanes exist, okay? It's outside her scope. and women have a hard time dealing with stuff that's outside their scope.
right? And take it to, a manifested level, thinking outside of the box. Business is about, for instance, finding a need and filling it. That's a 1 to 9. You typically finding a need.
Doc, scroll back up. This is actually on his Patreon. So you got to scroll back up and go to his Patreon.
Within, and maybe people have done this or done that, but you kind of improve upon it and you stay within a familiar zone. My baby mama was a 1 to 9 thinker. Get a job. 1 to 9. Need more money? Get a second job. I'm on some other shit. I'm like, shit, we got this new spot. I'm gonna rent the basement out. I ain't working for white folks, but I'm gonna get somebody here who loves to work for them. And we'll have that consistent income. That's the kind of shit I'm on. That's the kind of shit I did. But it was so outside of the scope. Why don't you just get a job? Because our tenant has a job, bitch. You don't see what I'm doing? Fuck you mean? But because it came from me, because it came from me, and not within the vein of her rigidness and what she understands. You see what I'm saying? My boy saw her recently, not too long ago. She's still working for somebody. Watching the clock. Anyway, so concepts that's outside of the religious minded, the rigid chick, they I guess, but they ain't really with you. Your chick has to move into your consciousness before you move her into your house. And again, decipher the difference between a chick wearing a mask only to take it off later.
Yeah, black women do that all the time. They wear the mask. Yeah, white women are better at it. They're better at wearing the mask than black women, though.
Right, and a chick that's really a sponge, trying to absorb and learn and take in. The religious chick, the rigid. When you start introducing new
well, the thing is that white women are like a sponge. We'll say what absorbs takes longer to absorb. Okay, and black women it takes them months and years to absorb some information that you're giving them. Right? Okay, which pisses me off to the highest festivity. Right? Okay, you relay information and truth to a black woman, and she resisted, and then 2 or 3 years later she comes back and says that she remembers what you said, and she starts applying it 2 or 3 years later. Aren't you proud of me? I finally got it. I finally know what it is. That's why when you leave a woman, right? When you leave a black, that's why you said you always have to leave a black woman at least once, right? Is because she's hearing what you're saying, she's writing it down, okay? She disagrees with it. She won't let it come in. But say you leave her and 3 or 4 months later you get back to she's with you at your house and she's listing everything that you told her. She heard it. She just didn't accept it. Whereas a white woman's a sponge. White woman, she's going to accept it or she won't. And it's more immediate. But a black woman, it can be great. It can be a great idea. She can know it's a great idea, but she won't accept it. This is why it's so difficult for a black man in emotional labor. Okay. It doesn't matter whether it's right or wrong. It's how she feels and how it fits into her framework. Okay. And how it fits in her framework of being dominant over you. A black woman's always going to find a way to be dominant over you. That's the first thing she's looking for. How can I be better than him and keep him under control? Okay? whether it's sex, where if it's not sex, it's money. If it's not money, it's emotional. And that's how come they. That's how come if they love you, they want to keep control of it. That's why they pop out a kid for you. The kid is not about her love. Not about her being so in love that she wants to um, replicate you. She's using that kid as a mechanism to control you. That's why she pops out a kid. Why you think a black woman, you having problems, all of a sudden she gets pregnant? It's because she's trying to control you through the love of the child. I can tell you, my baby mama tried. She did it twice. Okay, 3 times really. And first time we have a disagreement, and she can't control me. She want to pull that kid card. Okay. That says Big Mo says after the divorce lawyer consultation actually showed up uh, on the calendar, everything suddenly got easier for me. Oh, they so predictable, man. Anyhow, man, we are hour and 15 minutes in. Please go to Pimp God's Patreon to see the rest of it. I purposely did not play the whole thing. It's about an hour long, and he goes into a whole lot deeper stuff than I got. I wanted to take the snippets to actually that actually went with the topic of why. Um, about why number one about black male emotional labor, and two, why is it so hard? Okay, it's so hard is because she looks at you as a lesser being. Okay, as a man, not. She looks at you the way white supremacy looks at you. That's like it's easier. A white man can walk in with nothing. Can be a trailer park dude on the street. Okay, she's more willing to actually clean him up and accept him is because he's looked as better than you because he's white. And that's like I have to talk about the myth of white womanhood. That's like she's so willing to follow Becky. She will follow anybody that she thinks can elevate her to get to being white womanhood. That's how come they go into this white intersectional feminism shit. It's because they want to be elevated to white womanhood. It's the man's fault for trusting her. No, the thing is, it's nobody's fault. It's called it is what is. Okay, it's your fault. It's not your fault that gravity exists. It's not your fault that you need air to breathe. Okay, that's the environment that you live in. You are following the same patterns that you were raised on. That's what I said earlier in the video. Okay, that's what he said about his son, his stepson. My corporate job comes with legal benefits, so I decided to see how much a divorce would cost me. Turns out not that much. It depends. It depends how contentious it is. Okay. Anyhow, let me get out of here. Everybody wants to drift it back to the male. Okay. And basically, what Adinga was saying about it's his fault. Basically, he's saying the same thing, right? Why do you think I always play this, right?
I'm done. I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
But the irony is that no culture outside of the black community sees black women as feminine. They don't, and that's an issue. Even the Africans coming over, they see black women as very different from them, very different from them. And sometimes either they admire them because they are so masculine-like and forceful, okay, or they recoil from them. The thing is, nobody's fault. Okay, it's not how you're raised is not your fault. Okay, how you're raised in the pattern that you socialize into is not your fault. Ain't your fault. Okay, you do. You're doing what you have seen being done. Okay. Now, if you're unhappy, it's your fault for staying in it. Anybody outside the system, okay? That's why I married in Uganda, okay? If you married in Uganda, you know what I'm talking about, okay? The women are socialized very differently. The closest women to Black American women are Nigerian women, and Nigerian men start to get tired of them. They're the closest. The thing, but you take the Nigerian woman out of the culture that she in and bring her to America, all of a sudden she turns into an American woman. Yeah, well, because they know that he's superior to them. Okay, that's why. Dr. Marifa, good tonic beats tax from Davos. Okay, appreciate you, Doc. Are you there? Um, um, Doc, yes or no? A lot of nervous white men in Davos this year. Be just my soon-to-be ex cussed me out numerous times when I do new things. She start doing it years later, then act like it was her idea. That dominance idea is what I didn't want to acknowledge. Yeah, don't talk about just like that. That's the problem. The thing is, um, it's funny. My baby mama, we actually rewrite history, right? Stuff she used to fight over and argue about, all of a sudden, years later, it was her idea. It's stuff that she acquired from me that she used to call weird and strange stuff like that. All of a sudden, she started doing it, and she started getting accolades for it. Yeah, the gynocracy has been here since before any of us was born, and BGS said yourself, black women were never ours, so it isn't any of our fault. It's your fault if you stay in it. If you're unhappy and you stay in it, then that's when it becomes your fault. Okay, that's when it becomes your fault. Okay, you're socialized in this particular system to accept women like this and accept this kind of treatment. Okay, it's your fault if you stay in it. Okay, you picking her is not your fault. Okay, it's like picking any woman. Okay, you have no fucking clue what that woman is like. Uh, uh, a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year down the line. Nobody can do that. That's how come divorce is there. If the thing is, if you have the insight of picking a woman and know exactly what a woman's going to be like in 5 years, okay, or then you need to be having your own channel and teach us, okay? Because I don't know anybody that knows can tell me that. Nobody, nobody. Bruh, if you can do that, please enlighten us, okay? Yeah, they call it strong when you do it. Uh, then it becomes their idea. I hate when that shit happens. That's why I'm saying, you know what? It is what it is. But thing is, I wanted to actually introduce this to you guys. I had said it. I asked Pimp Guy since pimps are basically connected, really connected to their anima, and this is their expertise in. Really, this is what they supply: emotional labor and insight. Okay, this is their bailiwick. So I said, bruh, tell me, how you see it. And there's a couple things. One, okay, is how they see us, why it's so hard, and also how we see ourselves, because we don't think our emotional labor is valuable. The thing is, black men are so emotionally masochistic, okay, that our mother and our grannies and our teachers grow up telling us that we ain't shit, and guess what? We imbibe that. And we spend our whole life doing all this other crazy stuff, not to make ourselves happy, not to make ourselves content, but to prove to the world and prove to them especially that we are not what they think we are. Okay, to prove that we are not shit. That we are the shit instead of not the shit. And I want to break that. Fuck what they think about you. Fuck how they feel about you. Fuck what the gynecologist feels, whether you're a man or not. Your contentment and your happiness and your well-being is way more important than that bullshit, okay? Don't kill yourself to prove that shit. I have a buddy that killed himself, okay? Literally, physically killed, not murder himself, but worked himself to fucking death trying to prove that shit. I said, I am not going to be that guy. Fuck what you think about me. Anyhow, let's get out of here. That's why this stream is tonic for my brain. Oh yes, slowly but surely it's dawning on our friends. Yep, load up. Yep, it is what it is. I think later on, I think I might on my Master Teacher's channel, I might do review Trump's speech at Davos. Okay. Trump's speech at Davos was different, okay? And it was actually accepted different by the Europeans. Very different. Anyhow, y'all, let me get out of here. Guillain-Barré syndrome due to stress from ABW recovering after a year of rehab. Headed to Uganda to retire with a stress-free woman. Yep. Yep, and my father had that. So basically you had to have... you had to go on a kidney machine for about for a good 3 or 4 months, yeah. And so basically, so you can walk and all that kind of stuff, and your nerves are okay. 'Cause my father had that. Anyhow, I appreciate you, Pimp God. Okay, please support him. Pimp God, put your channel up, your YouTube channel up, so people can go support you. And we're gonna get out of here. Appreciate you for doing this, y'all. For the rest of the video, go to Pimp God's Patreon. I did not play the whole thing, okay? And I played the whole thing. I played maybe 20 minutes of it. It's about an hour-long video. Please go to his channel and view the rest of it, okay? And let's go ahead and play Kobe, okay? Because Kobe got out. Kobe said, fuck all that.
What can I say? Mamba out.
Muzyka Denis 7.
I missed one. Hold on, folks. I missed one. Okay. Martin Muhammad says, thank you for saying that because I've just finally stopped beating myself over choosing her. Men must vote with their feet. Yeah, it's not your fault for picking her, but it is your fault if you stay. All right.
Muzyka Denis 7.